Parents and guardians, friends and families, Board of Education, fellow students, and most importantly, about to be graduates, welcome to the Class of 2020 Commencement Ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask our Class of 2020 salutatorian, Abby Kaufman, to come to the podium to address the audience.
Class of 2020, I think I can speak for all of us when I say that this was not how we expected our senior year to end. Instead of spending our last days of high school with each other, we spent them apart, sitting on our couches and thinking about how much we wanted to do anything but our homework. We missed our friends, our coaches, our family members, and any other sort of human interaction that social distancing prevented. As the pandemic continued, we started to worry about our next steps, and we wondered if the beginning of our new lives was going to be put on hold. We are entering the real world at a very scary time. No one knows what will happen next, but what I do know is that the class of 2020 is going to come out stronger and more resilient than we could have ever imagined. 15 years ago, many of us were entering preschool. We didn't have the fancy new preschool wing that preschoolers have today, but it was still a truly amazing time. As the years went by, many students came to MRH and many students left. Even though many faces have come and gone, one thing that the class of 2020 has always had is a sense of community. Through it all, we always had each other's backs and developed friendships that will last a lifetime. As our time in school went on, I can honestly say that the class of 2020 only got closer. In 5th grade, we bonded over our many Poptropica accounts, most of which were created because we could never remember our passwords. I think I made more Poptropica friends in Mr. Dodson's class than I did anywhere else. In 6th grade, we bonded over our shared hatred of a world without fish and having to sleep among the scary wax figures at the Field Museum in Chicago. When middle school hit, we were shocked to find that our backpacks weren't allowed in classrooms, and things got even sadder when we didn't even get to go to the pool for either field day. Finally, we made it to high school. We were given t-shirts that said, "Class of 2020, we have a clear vision for our future," which many of us promptly lost, and were sent on our way. Freshman through junior year were pretty great, but I can say for sure that the class of 2020 definitely peaked in our senior year. I mean, don't get me wrong, senioritis definitely hit hard, and a lot of us checked out right away. But overall, we were doing pretty good until the pandemic hit. I'll admit, it sucks that we didn't know our last day was our last day, but at least we got the longest senior skip day of all time. In honor of our senior year, I would like to propose a change to our class motto. Class of 2020, we might have clear vision, but we definitely did not see this one coming. Despite the hardships that came with this year, we still made a lot of memories. Big J came out strong on the volleyball court. Our soccer team celebrated every goal they scored. We put on some fantastic plays. No one was ever on time for NHS. The Wise team was poised to come home with another trophy, and the track team was set to have their best year yet. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious that the class of 2020 is the best of all time. However, we did not get there on our own. I would like to give a huge shout out to all of the teachers that helped us get this far. Teachers, you inspired us every day to do our best work, and were always there to encourage us and help us get to where we wanted to go. We truly appreciate everything you have done for us during this pandemic. We learned a lot from you, whether it was purely academic or other important life skills. Spanx, you helped us develop quick reflexes with your superb marker throwing skills. Rowdabush, you taught us the meaning of sarcasm with your constant threats to kill us. Profe, you taught us to put on our big people pants and get the job done right. Massey, you were an ordinary teacher by day and Cowboy Dan by night. Rowley, you taught us the importance of standing up. Nims taught us the importance of observation when he made us count how many hats he wore during that one human body video. Finally, Welker taught us how to have fun during a stressful time by letting us color all over the whiteboard during finals and then let me clean it all off at the end. There are countless more stories that I could tell, but it would take forever to tell them. So, once again, thank you, teachers, for being the best teachers that you could be. It is already clear that the class of 2020 is going to do great things in life. Our post-high school plans stretch all over the continent, with students going to Seattle, Virginia, Colorado, Texas, Pennsylvania, Missouri, and even Canada, for example. In addition, we are doing a wide variety of things, such as entering the workforce, studying stage management, starting businesses, entering trade schools, studying to be nurses, doctors, EMTs, engineers, teachers, lawyers, graphic designers, enlisting in the Marines, and so much more. Everywhere we go, no matter what we do, the class of 2020 is going to have a huge impact on our communities. We are going to touch so many lives through our innovations, ideas, and actions. We will be challenged, and it will not always be easy, but we will persevere and see our good work through until the end. In the wise words of Percy Jackson, I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. I'm telling you it's going to be worth it. Go forth and conquer, class of 2020. Congratulations, you made it. Thank you.
Seniors, this school year and college decisions have always seemed so far away. But here you are at both a finish and a starting line. As a class, you have accomplished so much to be proud of. You have studied together, cheered your classmates on together, cried together, danced together, stayed up late together, sang together, laughed together, and social distanced together. Today, we applaud and honor you for your outstanding academic and athletic performances these past 4 years that have earned you scholarships to assist with funding your post-secondary education. Earning scholarships is no easy task, but you all are proof that hard work and dedication to your educational and athletic pursuits can be rewarding. Together, the class of 2020 has averaged a 22 on the ACT, with 35% of them earning college credit while at MRH. Together, the class of 2020 have been accepted to 116 colleges and universities with a total of 249 acceptances. Together, they have received over $4,273,000 in scholarship funds and will attend schools in Missouri, Florida, Illinois, Arizona, Michigan, Iowa, Wisconsin, Colorado, Pennsylvania, California, Washington, Massachusetts, Virginia, Texas, and the Canadian province, Newfoundland. Together, this class has made every parent, caregiver, family, friend, educator, and member of the MRH community very proud. Congratulations, class of 2020. Job well done. Now, please join me in welcoming Dr. Karen Hall, Superintendent of Schools, as she addresses the class of 2020.
Graduates, family, and staff, it is an honor to be part of this celebration, the 2020 Maplewood Richmond Heights School District graduation ceremony. Graduates, when I think about you today, I can hardly believe the changes you made over the years. Of course, it is inevitable that you would grow physically. You have also become more mature. You have learned to think for yourself. Some of you already made decisions about the future. Now that you are leaving high school, you will appreciate how much your parents have always done for you. Thank them for their support and encouragement, especially when they insisted that you do your homework when you would have preferred to be doing something else. It's worth remembering success does not always mean earning a fortune. It means having the right balance between work and home life. It means being ethical in your dealings with others. It means being able to live with yourself. It means leading a good life. Your graduation is the end of one life and the beginning of another. I hope that the education you received at MRH High School has prepared you for what lies ahead. I know that each of you has something to offer the world. Each of you, in your own way, will do something worthwhile in your particular style. I have every confidence in you and in the people you will become. Graduates, my wish for you is to enjoy your new life. Work hard, because without working hard, you will not achieve anything. Think of what the world needs and then go out there and do something about it. The essential thing in life is to have a goal as well as a career. Always remember, you are the kind of person the world needs. Today, I'm saying goodbye to you. You have been a part of our lives here for many years, and we will miss you. Yet, it is the nature of things that birds fly from the nest. I wish you a happy flight and a safe landing wherever that may be. Class of 2020, the MRH community loves you and is incredibly proud of all of your achievements. You have a whole world of opportunities at your feet. Grab them with both hands and believe you can make a difference in your world. Congratulations and good luck.
Graduating students, your parents and guardians love you and know that whatever happens to you in life also happens to them. Today, students, your families are so proud of you and what you've accomplished, and they feel good about themselves too for their role in getting you to this point in your life. And they see you in the most positive light right now. So class of 2020, this is a great time to ask them for money. Very rarely are people aware they're making history when they actually make it. The class of 2020 inadvertently made history by not having the opportunities many of their former peers had. From March 13 onward, 2020 has been different, but it's still cool to be graduating high school, no matter what the circumstances are. Class of 2020, you now join an elite force of high school graduates across the nation. Yes, a force where only 89% of your peers belong, the role of high school grad. You have a distinct advantage over 11% of the population. I'm talking about losers who never graduated high school, like Walt Disney, Ben Franklin, John D. Rockefeller, Aretha Franklin, Billy Joel, Charles Dickens, and Jay-Z. The point is, a high school diploma, which is our nation's bare minimum of education requirements, is great, but it's not enough to guarantee any success in life. You need more. Whether it's college, armed services, tech school, beauty school, or just plain hard work or a great idea. This diploma is simply a jumping point for future opportunities. Each year I talk about students and lessons I glean from them. All students deserve to be talked about, but I must do a pre-mentioned shout out to my daughter Lydia. Lydia went to school where her dad was the principal, and she made it look easy. In fact, it was easy. I never had to worry about her academically, socially, or personally. I told her when she came here that she'd have higher expectations than any other student here from me, and she needed to accept that. She happily took on that role. I recognize I'm a lucky dad to have had that time with her. All I can say is thank you, Lydia. You've made me so proud. But I do have to say that sometimes you can get a little bit of an attitude and a little mouthy, especially with your mother at home. But I digress. Regardless, Lydia, I love you very much. It's been an honor to have you here for the past 4 years. Seniors, no amount of education can compensate for firsthand experience. We gain our testimony in life by being tested. The transition from secondhand to firsthand leads to a depth of belief in yourself. And class of 2020, you're about to go from theory to practice in many areas of your lives. The world seems to be a more optimistic and dynamic place whenever Leland Dickens is around. Leland is an intergalactic force for good, but Leland knows you can't live off of someone else's experiences forever. There comes a point where you grow weary of hearing other people's stories. You need a story of your own. And then you need to share that. That's theory into action. Leland spent last summer in Alaska and the previous one in Wyoming. He was completely off the grid. In the real wilderness. No phone. Have to make your way through the wilderness every day, through rough terrain, living in tents, creating your own meals. No way I'm doing that, said Leland when I asked him about it. I'm a city guy, he said. I said, how do you know you don't like it? You've never done it. You're going off somebody else's opinion. You got to get your own experience. Leland did. He got his own experience here every day. He was a pleasure to be around. Even though he asked me daily why he didn't have a master key to the building because he thought he was on the staff. He's ready to move from theory to practice. Leland Dickens is strong and courageous. He's headed to SEMO next year. One time I kicked Madison Bartles off the bus for a while this year and I felt awful about it. Not awful for her, she deserved it. I felt bad for her mom, Lisa, who now had to pick her up and take her to school every day. I'm punishing Maddie's mom, I thought. And that's not what I want to do. Maddie's nice, but sometimes she wants to argue and stir it up and go back and forth, and I don't believe in doing that. My goal was to turn our verbal wrestling match into a dance. What I found that allowed me to do that was to listen to Maddie. Because when I listened to her, Maddie was great to be around. Seniors, note this. Interested people in us become interesting people in our lives later on. So when you show genuine interest in someone, you automatically become more interesting to them, and then you can have a positive influence on them. Maddie's theory to practice is about moving beyond life's petty annoyances and rising above them. Maddie's strong and courageous. She's headed to St. Louis Community College next year. There are serendipitous moments in life when you get goosebumps for some reason that are completely out of your control. Well, these moments are when you are reminded that there's some force in the universe that deeply cares about every detail of your life and sometimes hands you a lesson on a platter. I recall a time like that for me when I was speaking to Erin McWilliams, her junior year. Erin was taking biology class, and guess what? Her dad, Mr. McWilliams, was her teacher. He, of course, is an awesome teacher, but I just assumed we would not put Erin in her dad's class and have her take Mr. Nims's biology class, another incredible teacher. When I popped in the biology room and saw Erin in Mr. McWilliams' class, I was surprised. I ran to our counselor, Mr. Harcharik, and said, hey, we must have made a mistake. We put Erin in the wrong class. She's in her dad's class. That's got to be so hard for both of them, I thought. Maybe we should move her. Mr. Harcharik said, no, she asked to be in there. So I had to talk to Erin. After class let out, I met her in the hall. Erin, are you okay being in your dad's class? Oh yeah, I chose to be in there, she related. I figured it'd be hard at times, but that's something he and I would have the rest of our lives. I did not want to leave here and not share that time with him. Wow, what a mature answer from Erin. The theory was me. You can't be in a class with your dad. The practice was Erin. I sure can, and I'll make this a great memory for both of us. She put herself right in the action. Erin's strong and courageous. She's headed to Bradley University next year. Seniors in life, you need to have a vision beyond your current resources. Don't let your budget or your current predicament determine the parameters of your life. That's backwards thinking. A real vision is something currently beyond your apparent abilities or resources. I recall seeing Malik Stewart run as a 9th grader in cross country. And I thought to myself, man, that's how a human being is supposed to look when they run. I looked at his coach, Coach Spinks, and he said something like, yeah, this kid's gonna break every record here and turn me into a brilliant coach. Well, talking to Malik, you see a humble, quietly confident guy with an inner fire that says, try and tell me what I can't do, and I'll show you. Malik's vision was always beyond the apparent resources. I'm not just talking about athletics, where he truly thrived, but in the classroom as well. He was an honor roll student, a model citizen here each year. Malik took theory, worked it into action, won medals, honor roll status, and St. Louis Post-Dispatch athlete 2 times. Malik is strong and courageous, and he'll be at St. Louis University next year on a track scholarship. Nick Giesler and I had some great talks over the years about his truck, his English class, which he just loved, his friends, life challenges, goals, etc. One time I was getting on Nick about some low grades he had, and Nick asked me, "Grauer, what's the lowest grade you ever had, a D or an F?" I said, "Nope, one teacher gave me a -8 once, and no, it was not Mr. Dixon. That means I did worse in the class than if I would have done nothing at all." "But Nick," I said, "the thing that impacted me most from making a consistently subpar effort in that class was that I learned mediocrity was expensive and insidious, meaning that the mediocrity in one area of my life was always trying to sneak in to areas of my life that I was truly passionate about." I didn't like that. But here's the deal I learned about Nick. He's one of those rare students that has a career path in mind at an early age. By 9th grade, Nick knew he wanted to get involved in the auto industry and studied mechanics at South Tech. Nick is very skilled in car repair. And this is what made Nick so anxious to get through high school, because he knew all along exactly where he was headed and questioned the logic of some of his state-required courses. Nick was never in the theory stage ever. He was always in action practice mode for his future career. He knows what he needed to do, and if he treats customers the way he treated me, as a mechanic, he'll be successful because he'll earn their trust. Nick is strong, he's courageous, he's gonna be a mechanic, and hopefully he'll fix my car for free the rest of his life. Congrats, Nick. One of my old coaches gave me advice. He said, "Kevin, follow your dreams unless those dreams are stupid. Then don't follow them." So how do you know if your dreams are legitimate or stupid, as he said? Well, if your dreams and goals keep recurring in your life, in your mind, and they pull you in over and over again, they're probably legit. You must become in tune with your inner thoughts and tune into your personal frequency, much like you tune into a radio station. Then your goals become clearer over time and they lead you where you need to go. Joy Williams told me years ago she had the dream of being a pilot. She began pursuing the dream with visits to flight schools, talking to active pilots, summer trainings, and aligning her dream with her practice. This process made it clear to Joy this dream was legit. Her dream was theory, but now it'll become practice as Joy attends Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University next year to become a pilot. Joy is strong and courageous. Good luck to you next year, Joy. Seniors, does everything in life happen for a reason? I don't know, but I guarantee this, everything happens, and persistence will be your greatest talent. My hope for all of you is that you find your passions and can go from theory to practice with an appreciation for the process along the way. To put it in the most basic form, your life is really about developing your own self-worth and your personal passion. When your passion in life wanes and you begin to run on empty, your effectiveness in all you do is diminished and everyone around you is affected. Class of 2020, you can't pour water from an empty cup and you can't pour love from an empty heart. If we're going to be our best selves and invest in others properly, we have to continually invest and recharge our own passions. Be vulnerable. Take failure with a grain of salt, knowing it's used to build you up. It's easy to give directions to someone who thinks they're lost, but very hard to give direction to someone who thinks they know where they're going. Use your temporary failures as a doorway to create a new beginning. Class of 2020, enjoy the process of going from theory to practice, because that process is where you live the most parts of your life. Remember, you're an MRH Blue Devil and you achieve because that's what we do. MRH seniors, I love being your principal. You made us better. That diploma is a great thing, but you're not done. Be strong and courageous and act like you love being yourself. Class of 2020, we love all of you. Dr. Smith, Dr. Payton, Mr. Dietrich, and I congratulate you for this special accomplishment. It's now my pleasure to present the Class of 2020 valedictorian, Caden Christensen, to address her classmates and the audience.
You know, the Class of 2020 has really gotten the short end of the stick in a lot of ways. We've had our senior year canceled due to a worldwide pandemic. We've endured schedule changes throughout high school. We were one of the first classes to receive Chromebooks instead of MacBooks. We missed out on the cool outdoor classrooms at the elementary. And we didn't get a playground our first grade year because of construction at the ECC. Yes, I am still salty about that. A lot has been taken from the class of 2020. But I'm not here to talk about the things that have been taken from us. I am here to talk about the things that no one can ever take away from us. One, our future. As Abby said, we're going all over the continent for college, trade school, and work. We've worked extraordinarily hard for these diplomas, and we are poised to reap the rewards. I know we'll do many great things in the future. Two, our fighting spirit. We stand up for what we believe in. When a schedule change was imposed on students and teachers without our consent, we didn't just sit on the sidelines and let it happen. No, we spoke to the administration. We created a petition, and we gave speeches at board meetings. We fought. When this year's homecoming soccer game turned sour, we didn't passively let it go. We stood up for ourselves. I'll admit, not in the best way, but we still took a stand for what we believe in. This tendency to take a stand, this fire inside us, will never be extinguished. 3, our sense of community. The class of 2020 is about as close-knit as they come. We work together to solve problems, from decorating our hallway for homecoming to brainstorming valedictory speech ideas. I firmly believe that not a single person in this class would refuse you help if you needed it, whether it be support on an assignment or advice on life decisions. That kind of support system is rare. Do not underestimate its value. When we face challenges that seem insurmountable, we can always count on each other. This closeness, this class of 2020 community, is a part of who we are, and it can never be taken from us. I enjoy this quote from Alfred Lord Tennyson: "Though much is taken, much abides, and that which we are, we are." We've proven that even though so much has been taken from us, so much remains. And that which we are, unapologetically. We are Jason, who's made so many Quizlets throughout the years that I can't even keep track. Thanks again for that. We are Jake, who consistently gets into heated political arguments in class. We are Craig, who always manages to put a smile on everyone's face. We are Lily Wooden, who was bitten by a snake at Tremont and somehow managed to keep it together. We are Trinity and Jason, who dressed up as angels and floated across the gym floor on a skateboard. We are Edith, who always fights for what she believes in. We are Matthew and Annika, who are the best Romeo and Juliet a freshman English class could ask for. We are Caden, who bamboozled everyone during winter camping. We are Colin, who actually ate the squid we were dissecting at Dauphin Island. We are Nico and Malik, whose beautiful rendition of Rain, Rain Garden brought us to tears of laughter. We are Robin, who had the courage to come out as transgender this year. We are Gwen, Erin, Whitney, Liana, Erica, and Ari, who threw themselves into the plays with joy. We are Ian, who I'm convinced never once showed up before second period. We are Caleb, who did broadcast longer than anyone else in 6th grade. We are Josh Helly, who will convert you to veganism if you let him. We are Josh Clark, who ate the pizza but left before the meeting. Yes, Josh, I'm still mad about that. We are Mrs. Henske's AP World class, who once spent a whole hour watching videos of snails being milked. We are Mr. Rowley's AP English students, who once stopped class to go get ice cream from Miss Gleason. We are the thespians whose ThesCon got snowed in, not 1, but 2 years in a row. We are Spinx's Algebra 1 and Pre-Calc classes, who had to dodge flying markers and try to pretend we heard the question when he randomly called on us. We are Welker's World History class, who spent so many class periods ranting about the schedule that I'm not even sure how we got our work done. We are the AP Stats class, who made waffles on the last day of school. We are the Physics class, who spent more time studying for our learner's permits than actually doing physics. We are the elementary school kids who fought valiantly for the high honor of the golden shoe. We are the class that stormed the floor during this year's homecoming dance competition. We are the class that fought for a decent schedule. We are the class that started a petition to ease the stress of finals for all kids when our review days were canceled due to extreme weather. We are the class with the Snapchat group chat of almost every senior to provide moral and academic support before exams we're stressed out about. We are the class who has overcome a global pandemic. Congratulations to all of us for making it this far. Though much has been taken from us, no one can ever take away the memories we share. Though much is taken, much abides, and that which we are, we are. Well, that which we are is rambunctious and chill and just plain weird. Class of 2020, I am proud to call you my peers.
It is my honor now to present the graduating class of 2020 to our Board of Education. Distinguished MRH School Board, I certify that these students have fulfilled all the necessary requirements as outlined by the Missouri Department of Secondary Education to legally and rightfully obtain their diploma. This diploma, which they will receive shortly, can never be taken away from them. At this time, Assistant Principal Dr. Sam Smith will assist by announcing all diploma recipients. As names are read, student images will appear on your screen. Feel free to celebrate at home as your student's name is called.
Jack Ablin. Sophia Akridge. Richard Allen. Ian Anderson. Lucas Arias. Aiden Armstrong. Madison Bartles. Kate Byer. Max Chase. Josh Clark. Lillian Conger. Cortland Conley. Temple Cooper. Leland Dickens. Jason Dodson. Brian Elliott. Trinity Finnegan. Matt Fisher. Aiden Foster. Nick Giesler. Josh Goldberg. Lydia Grauer. Morgan Green. Layla Greider. Mason Hamilton. Ramea Harris. Jack Harrow. Josh Healy. Charles Henderson. Craig Hensler. Dominic Holshan. Heather Hollub. Gabrielle Hornbuckle. Nico Horseman. Ahmad Herdeen. Caleb Janot Hafner. Mariah Jones. Abigail Kaufman. Chris Kyle. Ethan Kleba. Riley Kramlich. Caden Christensen. Gabe Levy. Erica Long. Ahmed Majid, Orson Martin, Nick Mays, Sean McCrary, Aaron McWilliams, Andrea Meeks, Ruby Morello, Kamau Muse Morris, Cameron Nelson, Sarah Nichols, Avery Peach, Naya Posley, Sophia Ragusis Roman, Gabrielle Randall, Jaden Raniero, Ari Richardson, Gwen Robb, Corey Robinson, Shane Russell, Jonathan Schaffner, Ren Schickendance, Whitney Schranz, Natalie Schultians, Edith Seymour, Leo Sierra Salazar, Johnny Simmons, Colin Skaggs, Lily Sporleader, Isaiah Springer, Malik Stewart, Robin Cerisi, Jude Tanner, Jacob Thoman, Annika Tita, Catherine Van Schaik, Liana Von Zen, Dylan Ventimiglia, Blake Vilcek, Justin Wagner, Kalia Walker, Joy Williams, Skylar Wilson, Lily Wooden, Kevin Woods, Amir Unisov, Delaney Zeisman.
Would all graduates please stand? It gives me great pleasure to announce the class of 2020 has formally graduated from Maplewood Richmond Heights High School. Congratulations. Toss your hat in the air right now, wherever you are.
Class of 2020, you made it. Good job. I'm so proud of your perseverance, and I wish you all the best in the future. Keep in touch. Love you.
Congratulations, Class of 2020. We had quite an epic year this year. I wanted to thank some seniors for their help with the Weekend on Wheels food pantry, and also for their help in my classroom. Edith, Erica, Trinity, Morgan, Lily, and Lillian. You guys have been a great help, and we will really miss you at MRH next year. Congratulations again, and good luck.